woke up hoping it was a nightmare, and it wasn't.
Right now at 6, tragedy at a Colorado high school.
I have to believe when you bring a gun to school and you continue to fire and reload and fire and reload, that you are on a mission.
For the first time, Denver 7 uncovering new details about the students hurt and the student who pulled the trigger.
We will do what we can as a community to heal from this.
Plus, we are getting answers about why no officer was at the school when this all happened and listening to parents demanding change.
It was awful. It was absolutely terrible. I know we'll never forget this day.
First tonight, new details coming to light one day after a school shooting in Evergreen left our community shaken and searching for answers. Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6 tonight on this Thursday. I'm Natalie Chuck.
And I'm Ryan Fish, and we know there's still a lot of questions about what happened, and Denver 7 has been working around the clock to get answers. 2 students were hurt when investigators say a fellow student opened fire at Evergreen High School yesterday. The 16-year-old then shot himself and later died.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office told us today the shooter was armed with a revolver that he systematically reloaded and fired as he went through the school trying to find new targets.
Lots and lots of kids and teachers locked down in those rooms, did what they were supposed to do, and we know that it saved lives. They're heroes.
Thank goodness for that. Tonight we have live team coverage as we continue to learn more about the shooter, the victims, and the response. Denver 7 Chief Investigator Tony Kovaleski is digging into the shooter's identity. Veronica Acosta is asking tough questions about why no school resource officer was on campus when the shooting happened.
But we want to start with Denver 7's Allie Jennerjohn at St. Anthony Hospital in Lakewood. Allie, you've learned the identity of one of those victims injured in yesterday's attack.
Yeah, 18-year-old Matthew Silverstone, and that's the only victim we'll be learning more about tonight. This is a picture of him. It was released by his family early this afternoon. We also know that they released a statement as well. They expressed their appreciation to the community for their concern and support, and they did ask for privacy as they focus on healing. He is listed in critical condition tonight. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says that the other victim, their family does not want to release anything at this time.
And Allie, I know there's been some confusion about the conditions of both victims tonight. What are you able to clarify for us?
Well, again, we know both of them are listed in critical condition tonight. One of them is still here at St. Anthony's Hospital in Lakewood. The other one, we were told early this morning, was transferred to another facility with non-life-threatening injuries. Throughout the day, though, we were able to confirm that other victim is at Children's Hospital Colorado, and they too, Ryan and Natalie, have them listed as critical condition as well. The difference of what we're hearing between the two hospitals could be they have different definitions of what's critical and what's not.
All right, thank you so much, Allie. We know we are eagerly awaiting any more information on their status and hoping for a quick recovery for all of them. And tonight we're hearing from Governor Jared Polis in the wake of this shooting. Denver 7 sat down with him this afternoon. He tells us kids should feel safe at school, and it is time for a real change.
We shouldn't even be having this discussion again and again and again. We've got to do a better job on improving school safety, on making sure that when kids have mental health issues that need help, they're able to get that proactively, and that we hopefully will never face this kind of day again.
And we've been listening to other concerns about school safety from many of you over these last 24 hours, including why there wasn't a school resource officer on campus when the shooting happened.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta has been digging into that to get answers for you tonight. She joins us now live from Evergreen High School. Veronica?
You know, this is a question and a topic that some parents told me came up during a PTA school board meeting at Evergreen High School the night before the shooting. Tonight, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office telling Denver 7 that the full-time SRO for Evergreen High School is currently on medical leave. In their place, a couple of other part-time SROs are sharing this school right now. We did ask if there was an SRO right here at Evergreen High School when that shooting happened. Jeffco Sheriff's Office telling us there was not. That SRO was on campus between 10:30 to 10:45. That's when they left to tend to a separate accident that was happening off-site. I spoke with the PTA president for Evergreen High School. She told me she wants a permanent SRO made a priority moving forward.
This was talked about less than 24 hours before the shooting happened, and has been brought up many times of why don't we have this in our community. So you can imagine, as the PTA, we felt like we jinxed it. You know, like we felt, oh my God, we just talked about this last night. I mean, my phone was blowing up. We just talked about this last night.
And the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, they held a presser earlier today. During that press conference, they did tell us that there may be a plan in the future to have a permanent SRO here, though they did specify that the only reason there wasn't one was because of that medical leave I mentioned earlier. We're in Evergreen tonight. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Veronica, thank you for looking into this. And in the wake of yesterday's heartbreaking violence, Denver police are stepping up patrols around schools today to ensure student safety and reassure worried parents. Starting this morning, Denver police say law enforcement units are increasing presence in school zones. They say these measures are strictly preventative, serving both to deter violence and provide peace of mind to families and school staff. This is in addition to SROs that were brought back to high schools in Denver 2 years ago in response to the shooting at East High School.
And as investigators work to piece together the shooter's background and a possible motive, Denver 7 has been digging for answers too.
Our chief investigative reporter, Tony Kovaleski, was the only reporter on the scene as authorities search the teen's home, and he joins us live in studio tonight. Tony, your sources confirmed the shooter's identity today.
Yes, we did. And obviously, Ryan and Natalie, we know the best of the best are on this, and let's dive into what we're talking about here right now. We still don't know the motive, even though the best of the best are diving in, but that's not surprising. We know it is a top priority for investigators. We know within seconds of the shooting, a high volume of calls to the 911 call center made it clear to law enforcement this was the real deal. The first officers got at the school in less than 2 minutes, and in less than 5 minutes, an officer located the teen gunman.
His name is Desmond Hawley. He's 16 years old, obviously a student at Evergreen High School.
The sheriff's office confirming what Denver 7 investigates first reported earlier in the morning. 16-year-old Desmond Hawley shot 2 classmates before turning the gun on himself.
There are cameras inside of the school, which is very powerful and important for us in our investigations. We're able to track his movement throughout the school.
And those cameras will help investigators answer key questions. Sheriff's office saying at this time it will withhold all video from surveillance and body-worn cameras.
I can't talk about what's been found at the suspect's house because I don't know. But I think that they found valuable information for our case.
Denver 7 Investigates captured this exclusive video shortly before sunset Wednesday night. Nearly a dozen law enforcement cars moved in to execute the search warrant. Specifics of what they uncovered were not disclosed, but they did find enough to reach this conclusion.
Based on some of the information that we're seeing about this suspect is that he was radicalized by some extremist network.
So we clearly know more right now, but still waiting to learn 2 key questions: the motive and how that teen shooter obtained his gun. We also learned the 16-year-old rode his bus to school yesterday. Questions were asked about how he concealed the weapon from others when he arrived at school early in the morning until that shooting happened around noon. Jeffco Sheriff's not sharing those details at this time. But it is clear the surveillance cameras on campus at the school were able to capture every step of the way from the minute he arrived on campus that morning until the shooting, and investigators are taking a close eye, piecing together that timeline and trying to answer that question. How did he hide that gun?
And Tony, you mentioned that they are still looking to figure out how did he get that gun. What about the parents in this case? Are they looking into them, and could they be facing charges at some point?
Well, it's standard operating procedure, Natalie, on what is done here, and parents and their involvement, what they knew, when they knew it, where there are signs in the bedroom. And that's where that search warrant last night will pay and provide a lot of answers, because if there were other weapons or explosives in the house that parents should see, they're going to have to answer those questions. But also important to recognize, Sheriff's Office saying parents are cooperating here. So yes, they are being asked questions. They are being considered as possible individuals that might have contributed, but you have to find proof.
And Tony, to that point, what about a copy of that search warrant? Any word on when those details might be released?
Well, and as you know, Ryan, that regularly is put out and many times available. It will answer a lot of questions. It will provide a lot of the details, because to get that search warrant, the Sheriff's Office had to come up with some of the facts to convince a judge to say, we can enter that house to get some of the facts and some of the questions answered. So we have offered or asked for that. We're waiting for a word from the courts in Jefferson County. We're told we should have it within 14 days, and we look forward to sharing that with everybody because it will provide a lot of answers.
A lot of people looking forward to that release and that extra information, and we know you've been working hard on this for more than 24 hours now.
Our team is on it. You can guarantee that.
And Chief Investigator Tony Kovaleski for us tonight. Thank you so much.
And we know there are still a lot of unanswered questions tonight, and we will continue working to learn more for you in the coming days, like we mentioned, and to bring you any updates. You can also find the very latest anytime on Denver7.com.